Hey y'all, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is MOGIBETH, and for those of y'all who are new here, I own a six-figure reselling business selling primarily women's clothing on places like Poshmark and eBay. In today's video, we are actually going to look back at a previous haul, a thrift haul that I had back in November, because here's the deal. I or any other reselling YouTuber can tell you that they think they're gonna make hundreds or thousands of dollars from a thrift haul, but you really don't know. Nothing in reselling is guaranteed, and you don't know until you get those items listed and they sell. And so that's what we're looking at today, the cold hard numbers of what sold from that thrift haul. And hopefully this will give a more realistic idea of what's actually selling, not just what I'm actually picking up. So the thrift haul that we're going to look at is actually from November. I'll pop up a picture of the thumbnail here, and I'll put a link up on the screen in case you want to go back and watch it first. But in my recent thrift hauls, I've actually been going over my cost of goods, my projected sales price based off of comps, because I give all my projections based off of looking up data on Poshmark. I don't just kind of pull a random number out. I do look it up, and then I also share my projected profit and profit margin based off of if I were to sell it on Poshmark. So I have all the data here of what I projected, and we're going to compare it to how it actually sold. But one thing I want to note is that even though the thrift haul is from November, I did actually list this stuff the very beginning of February. And in fact, it was on February 6th and 7th to be exact. And that's because I had a backlog of inventory. And so my employee would process it, but it took me about a couple months in order for me to get it listed. Now I'm in a much better spot. I've caught up. I am about 2 weeks behind, so I'm listing things from the beginning of March right now. But when I listed this, I was still backlogged. So these things have actually only been listed for about a month and a half, which is not really that long, but a lot of them have sold already. Some sold for exactly what I projected, some sold for more than what I projected, and of course, some sold for less. So let's get into it. I am going to share everything of what sold, how much it sold for, and how much I made. So let's dive in. Okay, the first item on my list is something that hasn't sold. It is this Reza Suki slip dress. I think it will sell this summer. It is a brand that does especially well during the summertime, and I've sold this exact dress in a different colorway, and it's done well for me before. But as of now, it's been listed since February 6th and it hasn't sold. So the next is this Eliza J floral ruffle A-line dress. Eliza J is a bread and butter brand I love picking up. Something I didn't really know to pick up until I started doing liquidation, but now I've been picking up more and more at the thrift store. I paid $4 for this dress because it was half off, and it sold for exactly what I projected. So I projected that it would sell for $40 and give me a projected profit of about $28. So I listed it for $58 and it sold for $40. I did have discounted shipping, and so that meant my gross profit was $26.28, and I had a profit margin of 65.7%, and it sold after only 20 days, which is really great. So I was really happy with that sale. It sold on Poshmark and sold it for exactly what I projected. So good job, Morgan. Okay, so this thrift haul is actually, the thumbnail said I found Cezanne, and I was so excited to find that brand. It's one of my favorite brands to find. It's definitely a Bolo brand. It's a direct-to-consumer French brand that has a really high demand on the reseller marketplace, but I did sell this one for less than what I projected. So I found this sweater. It was called the Georgia Jumper on a new rack at that thrift store, and I purchased it for $7.99. I projected that I would sell it for $100 and make $72 and have a 72% profit margin. I didn't sell it for $100. I got a lot of offers on this sweater, but I did end up accepting one. So I accepted an offer on Poshmark for $85 after I had it listed for $125. And then I had discounted shipping. It was back in the day when discounted shipping was $1.50. And so my profit was $58.51, and my profit margin was 68.84%, which is great still. Even though it's not $100, $85, I was still very happy with, and it sold after 15 days, so only 2 weeks, which is really, really great. Love selling Cezanne. And if I really wanted to wait, I probably could have made $100, but since we're going into spring and it was a sweater, I was happy with $15 less. Okay, so the next two on my list I didn't sell yet. So the first is this Madewell Slim Demi Boot Jean in Midwick Wash. I actually just decided to lower the price on this because not only has it not sold, but after reviewing everything on this list, I saw that there have been no likers on Poshmark, so I think I priced this too high. So I had it listed at $65 and I lowered the price to $50. Once I did that, I actually did receive a few watchers on eBay and someone asked for the measurements, so hopefully it will sell pretty soon. And then the next item that has not sold is a pair of Levi's mom jeans in gray. I have sold other pairs of Levi's mom jeans and wedgie jeans since then, much quicker. So I'm not sure why this particular pair hasn't sold, but I still feel very confident that it will. Okay, so next on to another sale that sold for exactly what I projected. This pair of Madewell Road Tripper jeans in Bardwell Wash. I've sold so many Madewell Road Tripper jeans that I'm not surprised that I was able to accurately determine what it would sell for. I purchased it for $6.50 and I projected that it would sell for $40, which would give me a $25.51 profit with a 63.76% profit margin, and it sold for $40. I had it listed for $50, and then my Poshmark VA sends out 20% offers with discounted shipping, so that's what it sold for, 20% off at $40 with discounted shipping. And since it did have a discounted shipping cost, the gross profit was a little bit lower at $23.78 and a profit margin of 59.45%, but still that's a great sale. It's right on the money for me at about 60% profit margin, and it sold after just 19 days. So I love selling Madewell, and this was no exception. There was a Madewell Donegal sweater that I think I mentioned in the thrift haul I was planning on keeping. I did keep it, so I haven't tried to sell it. But it's also a sweater that I didn't check comps on when I was in the store, and then when I got home and checked comps, it was a really, really saturated piece. So you have to be careful with Madewell sweaters. Just, I want to make another note of that here. Always check comps in the thrift store. Okay, another Madewell item, but this one actually sold for more than I projected. So I picked up this pair of Madewell Petite Stovepipe jeans in Lunar Wash. I paid $6.99 for them, and I projected that I was going to make $50 with a profit of $33 about, and a projected profit margin of about 66%. So I listed them for $70 and they sold for $56. So $6 more than my projected sales price, and it also sold on Poshmark with discounted shipping. And so I had a profit of $36.31 with a profit margin of 64.84%, and it sold after only 7 days. So after just 1 week, which is really, really great. Very happy with that sale. And that was another sale from Poshmark VA, 20% off with discounted shipping. And if you don't have Poshmark VA yet, it pays for itself so quickly. Like, I've made already 2 sales on here from it, and I think it's only like 20-25 bucks a month. So it's super worth their money in my opinion. If you want to try it out, use code MOGIBETH. I would very much appreciate it. You'll get, I think, your first 2 weeks free, and you'll also get 20% off your first subscription. So if you buy a monthly subscription, you'll get 20% off your first month. If you buy a yearly subscription, I think you get 20% off your first year, which is great savings. So I've been using it for a while now, and I plan on keeping on using it as long as sending offers to likers is part of Poshmark, which I don't know why it wouldn't go away. It just automates it. I don't have to think about it, and it makes me a lot of money. Okay, so the next 3 have not sold, but these are actually the only other 3 on the list that haven't sold. So the first, which I actually think is kind of interesting to see what hasn't sold as well. First is a pair of Good American Good Legs jeans. They are a size 20, plus size 20, I believe, and they haven't sold. So I've actually found that Good American is taking longer to sell these days than it used to. I don't quite know why, but it does eventually sell for me. So I'm not too worried, and I'll probably still continue to pick up Good American. I don't know if I'm gonna ever pay up for Good American again. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do retail arbitrage with Good American going forward, but at the thrift store I'll still continue to pick it up. The next is a pair of Madewell jeans. Lots of Madewell jeans on here. These are the Madewell 10-inch high-rise skinny jeans in hand wash. I'm not quite sure why these haven't sold. Sometimes some Madewell jeans styles just do better than others, but sometimes it just takes a little while for them to sell. It's no big deal. I still am pretty confident that they will sell. And then the next is a pair of Lululemon Zip the Line crop leggings. I sold 3 Lululemon pieces on eBay today, which was bonkers. I mean, it was crazy that they all just sold right away because I don't have that many Lululemon pieces. Unfortunately, this was not one of them. I think that obviously Lululemon black pieces, or just more neutral pieces, tend to do better for me than pieces like this. Of course, there's some like colorful, rare pieces that can do especially well, but pieces like this tend to sit a little bit longer, but I still think that it will sell, so I'm really not too worried about this one either. Okay, so back to what sold that actually sold. Next is one that sold exactly for what I projected. So this was a pair of figs. I love selling figs. It's like high quality scrubs and they sell really well. And this was a pair of men's jogger scrubs, and they were older style, so I priced them a little bit lower, but that means that they sold really quick. I paid $6.99 for them, and I projected to have a sales price of $20 and a projected profit of $9 with a projected profit margin of 45.05%. And I had almost exactly that except for include discounted shipping, which seems to be the trend on all of these. So I sold it on Poshmark. I listed at $28, received an offer for $20, accepted it, came with discounted shipping. And so I had a profit of $7.51 and a profit margin of 37.55%. If I had checked comps in the thrift store, I would have realized this was an older style. Probably wouldn't have picked it up, but Figs is a brand similar to Madewell that I usually just throw in my cart without checking comps because I'm so familiar with selling it that I'm willing to take on the risk of selling things for a little bit less, just because typically I know it's going to sell and it's a very consistent seller, and if I price it low enough, it goes pretty quickly. So that was the case with these, and I was still happy with the sale, even though it was only $7.50 in profit. Okay. So, and the next was actually an item that sold for more than what I projected. So it was this Lululemon Lost in Pace skirt. This is a good example of something that sells really, really well by Lululemon. I purchased it for $14.99. I had a projected sales price of $55 on this one with a projected profit of about $29 and a projected profit margin of 52.75%. This sold on Poshmark for full price, which is great. I love full price sales. So I had it listed at $75 and it sold for $75 with a shipping discount. And so after fees, so Poshmark fee and cost of goods, my gross profit was $43.51 with a gross profit margin of 58% about. And it sold after only 7 days, so a week, which is excellent. Very, very happy about that. Okay, so the next actually sold for less. Is this the first one? No. The Cezanne sold for less. This is the next one that sold for less. It's not the last one. So this was a pair of Girlfriend Collective black leggings. I still pick up Girlfriend Collective leggings for the right price, so it will still sell. It just is not selling for as much as it used to. And so I should have known when I picked it up that that was the case. But you know what? I'm still pretty happy with the sale. So I picked it up for $7.99. I projected that I would sell it for $35, and it would give me a projected profit of about $20 with a projected profit margin of about 57.17%. Instead, it sold after only 5 days, but it sold on Poshmark, so I probably could have waited longer, maybe got a higher offer, I don't know. But I was willing to let it go. On Poshmark I had it listed for $40 and it sold for $28, 30% off with a shipping discount. And so my gross profit was $12.91 with a gross profit margin of 46.11%. And again, only 5 days, not too mad about it. It might have been another feature on Posher VA is you can send, just with a click of a button, entire offers on your closet, and sometimes I will send 30% off offers on my entire closet. So it might have been the case that 5 days after I listed it, I just happened to run that 30% off sale, in which case someone purchased it. So if I hadn't have done that, it probably would have sold for a little bit more, but you know, that's kind of the risk you take when you do 30% off offers, is that some of your newer inventory will sell. But Poshmark does have a feature where you can say the 100 last listings that I listed don't send offers on, which is really cool, but I typically don't really bother doing that. But if you care to, you can definitely do that, which is a really nice feature. So the next sale sold for more than what I projected, and this is actually our first eBay sale on the list. It's not our last. This was a J. Crew Sophie open knit sweater blazer. This particular style by J. Crew does really well, so if you ever see it, pick it up. This was a newer piece too. I think it was from like a really recent season. I paid $12.99 for this piece, and I projected that it would sell for $55. I had projected my profit to be about $31 with a projected profit margin of 56.38%. I'm looking down at an iPad, by the way, with all my data, so don't mind me. Okay, and so it sold on eBay after only 3 days of being listed, so a great J. Crew piece. I know I had J. Crew on my list of brands not to pick up, which if you want to watch that video, I'll link it up on the screen. But there are definitely exceptions, and this is an exception. And so anyways, it sold. I had it listed on eBay for 75 bucks, and it sold after only 3 days for full price. So everything in my eBay store is actually running a 10% off sale constantly. So when people buy at full price, they automatically get 10% off. So it was 10% off of 75, which is $67.50 plus $8.99 shipping. So it sold for $76.49. I paid $12.66 for shipping because it was over a pound. So including shipping and including the various Poshmark fees, which in this case didn't have a promoted listings fee, I had a gross profit of $41.59. So what is that? Almost $10 more than what I projected. And I think because I sold it on eBay without the promoted listings, I definitely helped my profit. And that gave me a gross profit margin of 54.37%. So yay, great sale on eBay. Okay, next was a brand that, this is my first time selling this brand. This is my first time picking up this brand, so I was really kind of excited to see how it did. And it sold on eBay too, which I'm really not surprised because I think these types of brands do especially well on eBay. This was a Gudrun Sjoden, S-J-O-D-E-N cardigan. It was like window pane print, had this kind of contrasting trim, which was really cute, and didn't have any stock photos, just sold it hanging. And I picked it up for $7.99. In my thrift haul, I projected that I would sell it for $40 and make about $24 profit with a projected profit margin of about 60%. And it sold on eBay. I had it listed for $60, and someone accepted my offer on eBay for $45 plus $7.99 shipping. So it sold technically for $52.99, and then shipping cost was only $4.98 because it was less than a pound, which is great. So I shipped it first class, and so that along with fees gave me a gross profit of $33.52, which again is almost $10 more than what I projected. So that's great. And I had a gross profit margin of 63.26%. And it sold after only 10 days. So very great experience selling this brand for the first time. I think this piece was particularly really cute, but they make a lot of cute pieces. So if you come across this brand, I'm just gonna put a picture of the brand tag again on the screen, just so you guys, in case you aren't familiar with it, can see that. If you come across this brand, it's a cute piece. I would definitely recommend picking it up. You might want to check comps, but when I was checking comps on this piece, I couldn't find much. And especially if you get it for a good price and if you sell on eBay, because it did really well on eBay. Okay, so the next sale, we only have a few more, was a dress that I was really on the fence about whether I should pick it up or not. And I was kind of nervous about selling it because it's a brand that can take a really long time to sell, and the size tag was cut out. But it was a gorgeous, gorgeous piece, and so I decided to go ahead and pick it up, and it sold for less than what I projected. in my haul video, but it sold off after only 8 days, and that's because I accepted a pretty low offer just because I was nervous about selling it. So potentially it could have gone for more, but I just didn't want to end up in the scenario where it just sat in my closet for months. Okay, so the piece I'm talking about is this Millie stretch denim linen apron ruffle dress, and I purchased it for $9.99, and I projected that it would sell for 80 bucks, which would have given me a projected profit of about 54 bucks with a projected profit margin of 67.51%. So I actually listed it at 80 bucks. I think I was just really nervous about it selling again. So the likelihood that it would sell for 80 bucks was pretty low. That being the case, it sold on eBay again after only 8 days. And so I had it listed for 80. Someone sent me an offer for 50 plus $9.99 shipping, so it sold for $59.99 technically. I paid $12.66 for shipping. It was a big dress, and it was really pretty. It had these really nice ruffles, so it was over £1. And then so shipping plus fees gave me a profit of $29.21 with a profit margin of 48.69%. So I'm actually still really happy with that sale. I mean, 30 bucks, I'll take it all day long, and especially after only 8 days. So very happy with that. Okay, the next is actually another dress that I think I listed lower than I was thinking when I was doing the haul. So this was the Madewell scalloped eyelet midi dress. Really, really pretty dress. I don't always pick up Madewell dresses, but certain styles I definitely will. I purchased this for $7.99 and projected to sell it for $55 with a projected profit of about $36 and a projected gross profit margin of 65.47%. But then I only listed it for $60. So again, if I really wanted to hit that $55 number, I probably should have listed it for at least $70. But maybe after checking comps a little bit more, I decided to go ahead and list it a little bit lower. I don't know. I don't remember my logic there, but in any case, it sold fairly quickly on Poshmark. So I had it again listed for $60, and I decided to accept an offer for $38. So pretty substantially lower than $55, but still a good profit nonetheless. I had a shipping discount, so my gross profit was $20.69, which is still not bad, and a gross profit margin of 54.45%, and it sold after 19 days. So still very happy with that sale. I probably could have got more, but after 19 days, I think it's safe to just accept a little bit lower of an offer. Okay, and then the last sale from this haul was an Eileen Fisher scoop maxi dress. If I am not mistaken, yeah, it was a size small. So, you know, mentality around Eileen Fisher is to only pick up larger sizes, but I picked up this small, and it actually sold really well on eBay, and Eileen Fisher does especially well on eBay. So I purchased it for $9.99, which again is kind of high for Eileen Fisher, just because Eileen Fisher is sometimes just a mixed bag. I don't think I added a stock photo. I think I just had my photo as the cover photo. So I had it listed for $50, and by some, I don't know what happened, but I think the buyer sent me an offer for $48. It shouldn't have sold for less than $45 because again, I have that 10% promotion going on at all times. Maybe it sold in the window in which I had it turned off because I was at some point trying out something else. I don't know. But sold for $48, which is only $2 off of asking price, which is great, plus $5.99 shipping. So it sold for $53.99, and I paid $6.28 in shipping because it was lightweight. It was just a, you know, maxi dress, tank maxi dress. And so I made in gross profit $27.33 and a gross profit margin of 50.62%, and it sold after only 12 days. So that's great for Eileen Fisher, and especially such like just a gray tank maxi dress. Just very, very happy with that sale. I was really happy when that sale came through because I was a little bit worried that small might not do as well, and sometimes Eileen Fisher can sit for quite a bit of time. So, oh, there were two more things in the haul actually, and I think I mentioned in the haul that I was going to keep them. 2 pairs of Madewell camp shorts. One was in green, one was in camel. I just ended up keeping them. However, I don't know if they're gonna fit me this summer because I'm having my baby, and you know, post-baby, I have no idea what to expect. So they might not fit. I might end up selling them. But anyway, on this entire haul, including the items that I kept, I spent $189.30. I projected that I was going to have $983 in sales, with a total projected gross profit of $597.10, and with an average projected gross profit margin of 58.73%. What ended up happening so far, there are still items that haven't sold, is that I have sold most of the items for $625.46, and I've made a profit of $361.15, with a average profit margin of almost the same if you just include shipping, 55.99% gross profit margin. So if you take out the items that I decided to keep, which was about $68 in sales, and you account for the items that I think will sell that haven't sold yet, I think I actually will be close to what I projected, which is good, which is really good. I'm really actually super happy with just the sell-through rate of these pieces, because a lot of them have sold quickly. And since I only listed these items a month and a half ago, and the vast majority of them have sold, very, very happy with the performance of this thrift haul. So that is it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you liked this type of video. I think it was really fun to just look back and see what's performing well, what's sitting a little bit longer. Some things that I didn't expect to sit longer are, which, you know, things change in the reselling world constantly, so it's a good idea to look back at the performance of your thrift hauls and at the performance of your items and just see what now is selling well and what now is sitting for a bit longer than you suspected. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below if you like this type of video, and I can definitely do more of them, and I think it's fun, especially since now I'm including my projections and my Goodwill thrift hauls. But yeah, make sure you give this video a big old thumbs up, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already, and I will see y'all in the next one. Okay, love y'all. Bye.